Remember, Family Feud, we dealt with Abraham and Lot. If you take notes, just let me give you a few, some more notes. Look at here. We talked about Abraham and Lot. In the 12th chapter of Genesis, the Bible says that God spoke to Abraham and told him, get thee out of thy father's house and from among thine kindred and go to a land that I will show you. When he left, I used to believe that it was just him, his wife Sarai, and Lot. But if you read in the 12th chapter, it was also the people that he had acquired in Haran. So it was a group of people that left out. I said to you that when he obeyed God, everybody say obeyed. When he obeyed God, he reaped the blessings. He reaped the blessings. So we find out in the 12th chapter how he became wealthy, and because Lot was connected to him, because he was connected to him, he ended up being blessed also. You got to make sure that you're connected to the right people. Can I say that again? You have to make sure that there is a connection with you and the right people. Now, the Bible lets us know, which was so deep to me when you read it, that they were so blessed that the Bible says that the land could not hold them. In other words, the land began to buckle because their blessings were so heavy. How many of us want to be blessed like that? When we say that the land cannot hold you, it's almost like where you live is not big enough for you. That you need to relocate because your blessings are overtaking you. All right? So in this, the Bible says this, that there became a quarreling, not between Abraham and Lot, but between their herdsmen. The Bible lets us know, I think it says the Perizzites and the Canaanites were living there also, and they were watching them. As they watched them, Abraham pulled Lot to the side and said, look, bro, we too close to fall out. So why don't you just go ahead and choose what you want? If you go to the left, then I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. I said to you Sunday that I find it amazing that Abraham would turn that thing over to Lot like that, because God never spoke to Lot one time. God never made Lot any promises. But Abraham was so secure in himself that he surrendered basically it all to Lot, knowing that regardless of what you pick, I'm so confident that I know what God told me, that wherever I go, favor gonna go with me also. How many of us want to get to the point that we're not intimidated by anybody? If you get blessed, I'm happy to see you blessed, because I don't have to worry about hating on you, because I know that the word that I received from the Lord, that God got something better for me. So now get this, the name Lot means to veil, to cover, to veil, to cover. So what he did was, the Bible says that Lot looked up and the land was plain and well watered, so he chose. Now the name Lot means veil and cover, which means that what he thought he saw, he really didn't see. Some of y'all need to be careful that you don't have the spirit of Lot, that what you think you see, you really don't see. In other words, when you get close up on it, it's not what you thought it was. How many of us want the gift of discernment, that I can see your spirit before I see your flesh? All right? So the Bible says this in the 13th chapter, that when they finally parted their ways, when they parted their ways, it's either 12 or 13. When they parted their ways, the Bible says Abram went into the land while Lot went amongst the cities. In other words, Abraham went to a plain place that he got away with God. Lot went between the cities, amongst the cities, where he heard the noise, the rumbling at. There was a lot of rumbling going on. So in other words, he want to be in the thick of the stuff. You got to be careful when you want to position yourself in the thick of stuff. Because sometimes you say you're not going to do certain things, but because you're lingering around it, it has a way of pulling you. Can I get somebody that could be honest enough to say there were some things I said I would never do, but because I was hanging around it, it took me someplace that I said I'll never go. So in the 13th chapter, the Bible says he was living, he pitched his tent outside, and I'm sorry, in the 12th chapter, it was outside. But then in the 13th chapter, now he's among the city. He in the thick of it. How you go from outside to in? And then when you get in there, it begins to affect you in ways you wouldn't believe. Had you just stayed outside, then you would have been out of harm's way. So when he get in there, get this, when he get in there, then a raid comes. Have you ever been in the wrong place at the wrong time and you just get caught up? So the Bible said that they came in and they cleared the city and they took Lot and all his stuff. Wow. Get this. If you read the Bible, there's also talk about there were some pits that when people were running, that they would literally fall into the pit and be killed. Some things look safe, but when you try to escape, if you're not careful, it'll kill you. You get me? So get this. So Lot gets taken off, and then the word gets back to Abraham. Your nephew Lot has been taken captive. Now, some of us would have said, that's what he get. He ain't had no business going in there. He knew it was bad before he went in there. Now that he get in there, that's what he get. I told him he shouldn't have went in there, but now he in there. Let him deal with his own situation. I'm not going in there. That's on him. On my mama, I swear I ain't going to. Look at me. Has the Christian community become that cold? Have we become so self-consumed that we don't care about nobody else? That we'll let people stay in bondage. And this is the thing. These are supposed to be our loved ones, our family, and our friends. These are ones. No. Do you honestly believe that heaven is rejoicing because you got a new car? Do you honestly believe that the angels stopped giving God glory because you got a promotion on your job? Or do you believe that heaven rejoices when we go into the camp of the enemy and we snatch somebody out of the hand of the enemy? Oh, please. Come on, touch your neighbor and say, please cover me. If you find out I'm in anything, don't leave me out there. Come get me. I don't care if I ran out there willfully. Come and get me. Come on, touch your neighbor and say, please cover me. You ready? Let's go. Now, it's one thing to just say, oh, I hope they get free. But it's another thing to fight for them. You ready? Now get this. You never hear of war until this jumps off in the Bible. You never hear of it. This is the first mention of war that break out between Abraham, Lot, and these people. This is the first mention of war. When Abraham hears that Lot has been taken captive, the Bible says that he called his boys. Oh, I wish I had somebody that read the Bible up in here. The Bible literally said that he went literally and got his army together. And the Bible said that there were 318 trained men. Stop. Why do you have 318 trained men and there's never a mention of war? In other words, you set this thing up just in case the enemy do try something. I got backup. I wish I had somebody in the building. I wish the devil would try to come up in this section because we have backup. In other words, he got men trained just in case, and we need to have prayer warriors trained immediately, worshipers trained immediately. You don't need people running. You need somebody that's ready to get down and fight. I need you to make sure you're next to a warrior, somebody that's ready to fight. You don't need somebody you got to wind up, you got to beg. You need somebody that can get a prayer through like that. And they fight. And they go get Lot. And they get Lot, and they get all his stuff. And they plunder and pull all the stuff back. The 14th chapter. Ready? Let's go deep. Let's go a little bit deeper. When Abram rescues them and gets all the stuff, the king of Sodom comes out and tries to give Abram an offering. He said, no, I'm not going to take your money because I don't want to say it that you paid me for anything. I want God to get the glory out of this. Ready? There was a priest that came out, ready? And he gave him a tenth. There it is. He gave him a tenth of what he had plundered. Before the law was ever mentioned, before the law was ever written, here he is, sensitive to the Spirit, to release a tithe. Now, when Abraham went and got Lot, if it was me, I would have never left his side again. I was like, look, bro, obviously it ain't as easy as I thought over there. So I'm going to stay right here until the Lord say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Not the case. Ready? Let's go. Let's go Bible. Let's go Bible. Lot got free and went right back into the city. One commentator said not only did he go back, he got elevated. Because when God sent the angels to come and destroy the city, who was the first person that they ran into? It was Lot that was at the gates of the temple. And some say that he was an elected official that had been assigned to watch the gate. You got to be careful that you have not been assigned to watch over anybody's mess. I'm not your friend like that I can cover your mess. Ready? Let's go deeper. Ready? Let's go deeper. So this time when God's coming and serve judgment on the city, Abraham doesn't go. He let God be God. Some of us, when we rescue them once, we keep running to rescue them, that we don't let God be God. It comes a point, let's go, that you got to keep your hands off of it. God, I wish I had somebody that loved the Bible like me. It comes a point that you got to let God be God. You got to tell God by any means necessary. Don't let them die in their mess, but God, deliver them. Anybody in the building want to be used like that? God, let my prayer life speak for itself. Come on, lift your hands and tell God, use me for your glory. I like Abraham and Lot's conversation because God actually said, I wasn't going to tell you what I was going to do, but I'm going to go ahead and have this conversation with you. Shut up. What kind of relationship do you have with God that before he even do anything to your family, he come and talk to you about it first? I want to be close to God to the point that he don't let nothing slip up on me. Anybody in the building want that kind of relationship with God, that he doesn't allow anything to slip up on you, that before he busts a move, he wake you up in the midnight hour and give you an opportunity to intercede and pray about it. Come on, lift your hands and say, God, I love you and I want to know you better. I want to know you more. I want that kind of relationship with you. So let's go. I want to talk to you about covering people. Does it always have to be about me? Does it always have to be about you? Don't you get sick of talking about you? Like, I need somebody to pray for me. I need help. I need this. I need that. Every time I'm going through, stop. Have you ever just come to church and say, God, I'm not even here for myself. I'm going to pray for somebody else. So let's talk about covering a friend. Because some of y'all use that word friend so loosely. And the Bible says a friend loveth at all times. Ready? Let's go to Mark 2. Let's go to Mark 2. Mark, the 2nd chapter. And we're going to begin reading at the first verse. A few days later, when Jesus again entered Capernaum, the people heard he had come home. So many gathered that there was no room left, not even outside the door. He preached the word to them. There's no musical. The only thing there is Jesus and the word. And wherever Jesus is, there is a crowd. You don't have to hype nobody. Just let the Lord be, let God be God. Let the word do the work and the people will come. And it was so crowded that there was no room. No hype, no radio, no TV, no commercials, no nothing. Just the word get out. Jesus is in the house. God, come in here like that we don't even have to advertise. Be so heavy in here, God, that when the word get out, that we're coming together. Validate this building with your presence. Come on, lift your hands and say, God, fill the house with your presence. came, they didn't come looking for the host of the house. They didn't come looking for flesh. Bringing a paralyzed man, here it is, carried by 4 of them. Everybody under the sound of my voice. You need to be the kind of friend that when your friend can't get to it on their own, that God give you the strength to pick them up. Ain't nobody saying that to me. And carry them where they can get what they need from God. See, I need to, not just physically, but let me carry you in the spirit. Let me, if you can't pray for yourself, God, give me the ability to intercede. And 4 of them got together and they carried him. Ready? And they brought him, carried all 4 of them. Since they could not get him to Jesus because of the crowd, they made an opening in the roof. I need the kind of friends that when it looked like it can't happen, you make it happen. God, I wish I need to sit around the kind of people that when I can't get a breakthrough, you make a breakthrough happen in our section. If I can't pray for myself, you make a prayer work. I need you to make sure you sitting at least near 3 to 4 people that can help you in a time of need. Come on, reach it, look around you, just say, I need him, I need him, I need him, I need him. I need to make sure